Hey guys, whether you're a novice explorer whose backyard is enough of an adventure, or an extreme outdoor enthusiast who spends every weekend and holiday hiking new places, a good pair of leather boots is your best friend. Though after some time, wear and tear may reveal itself through scuffs, discoloration, or other types of wear. I'd say that most people either don't know how or are too afraid to care for their leather because they just don't want to ruin it, which is totally understandable, and that's why today I'll be sharing how to completely and confidently restore these scuffed and worn gym green South African safari boots. Let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is remove any excess leather fibers by either cutting them off or sanding them down. Though note, if you do have any fully intact leather flaps, you can glue them down with some leather cement. Next, I'd highly suggest using a very fine grit sandpaper of 1000 or more. I believe this one's around 2,000 to 3,000 grit. By using a higher grit, I'm able to smooth out the leather without removing the leather grain. I'll be using gentle pressure. Just note that you may create more discoloration in this process, but we will be taking care of that after this. Since everyone's situation may be different, I'll be exploring a variety of different methods of which you could use for your project. I'll be starting off with some generic brown shoe polish in order to see if the color matches well. To be completely honest though, most leather just needs to be rehydrated in order to restore its original pigment, though there are some exceptions. Alright, so next we're going to move to some wax/oil-based leather conditioning creams. So something to understand is that any cream, polish, or conditioner that uses waxes or oils is innately going to darken your leather. To what degree will depend on the product itself, but today we'll be using this to our advantage. This first product is a mink oil balm, and it's important to note that all of these creams are for smooth leathers. You never want to use this on a suede because it will ruin the soft texture of the fibers. And you guys can see how the color is immediately being restored, so we actually didn't need the pigmented shoe polish to begin with for these specific boots. So why does leather lighten from scuffs? Well, I'm glad you asked. Since leather is made out of fibers, any of the top layer of leather that gets lifted from a scuff or a bump gets shaved off, even at a microscopic level, thus lightening the area around it, which causes the discoloration we see on this leather. Though don't be fooled, leather is incredibly resilient. Make sure you stick around until the very end to see how these boots turned out. I also wanted to show a different cream by ShoeMGK. This is probably the easiest one to apply and gets the quickest results. On top of that, it adds a hydration barrier to your leather. Another one of my favorite conditioners is Bick 4. However, this product notes that it does not darken your leather, so it may not be the best for this job. However, it can definitely come in handy with lighter colored leathers when you don't want to change the color but need to condition and hydrate your leather. Another really cool hack I wanted to share is conditioning your midsole. Doing so will hydrate and shine both the leather and the rubber when it bends and flexes. Another added bonus is that it elevates the look of your boots all the more by giving it that like new shine. Here I'm just trying to restore some large scrapes near the welt stitching. We're going to be repeating the same process. Now in trying to tackle these deeper scratches, I first tried using Bick 4, but then I had to move to ShoeMGK's leather cream in order to further darken the leather with the oils. If I had to choose, I probably wouldn't have used the Bick 4 for this project, not because it's a bad product, it's actually one of my favorites, but because of the nature of how this scuffed leather needs to be darkened with oils to restore the color. We are almost done. All we need to do is lace up our boots and fill out the leather for storage. The best way to prevent creasing and cracking of your leather is to invest in cedar shoe trees. This will naturally prevent odors, maintain the form of your boots, and keep your boots looking their best. If you're not able to get your hands on some shoe trees, the next best thing is to fill out your boots with paper or plastic bags. Just note that you may want to regularly replace those to prevent odor. At the end of the day, the best way to store your boots is to keep them in a well-ventilated area, maintain the form with shoe trees, and if you don't wear them often, get some dust bags. Other than that, hydrate your leather and keep off any dust, dirt, or debris, and you should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button as well as subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more leather care tutorials for things like Doc Marten boots, Nike sneakers, Allen Edmond dress shoes, or Birkenstock sandals. Remember to check out any of the products linked below, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, remember to love your leather.